I stream all of the night.
Hey, guess what? There's something new to play.
Yeah,
Oh wow,
15.
F-Zero games!
Wait,
Yay!
what? What is this on the Game Boy Advance?
Yes.
It's like a Game Boy Advance collection.
You pay $50 a year?
$50 a year for Game Boy Advance, I guess.
And N64 and Sega Genesis.
Oh wow.
We're doing this as Luigi. All right, so I have played through some of these, but we'll just go in order.
See, I've got the Super Nintendo and the NES one. Mostly so my son can play like the most. You can play like Devil World.
Oh, Devil World is so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, did you try Heberkey, by the way?
Try what?
The Penguin game I recommended.
Oh yeah, no, I did not actually. If you could remind me of the Penguin game again next week.
I will remind you.
We got him. We got him Super Mario Wonder for his birthday, and now we.
Oh yeah, no, that's well worth it. I mean,
We're
it's a
playing Wonder.
shame that your child's going to grow up with a weird elephant fixation, but other than that, it should be good.
The elephants are so funny. And no, the Princess Peach elephant is distressingly flesh colored. I hate that. I hate that so much.
There's one level with like an inflation balloon. It's just this is
Oh
going to
my
end
god, this
poorly
looks
for
so
everyone.
different.
So the e-reader levels here. This is like looks like Luigi with Super Mario 2 physics, but Super Mario 1 upgrades or power-ups.
I mean, the physics are well. Luigi has in all the advanced games has like different physics, but I believe everything is based on Super Mario Brothers 3, or technically the Game Boy Advance version, which has slightly different physics. I think on some level, but
He has the SMB2 floaty jump.
yeah, he's got floaties.
Floated jump.
We're
Like-
going through recreations of SMB1 stages.
Yeah, the first couple are literally just called like blah classic, and this seems to be what's going on.
I was nothing before, so I couldn't pass to the
Puzzle
more.
and the
right in the
card.
hole.
Nothing again. So what am
They
I
call it a
with your
panel.
number? Is there nothing to fear? Cause shit's getting weird. Oh, so dear God, who made this man? You better have one hell of a plan. Cause I'd rather be normal, yeah, so normal. I suggest that we keep this informal. Cause a normal human being wouldn't need to pretend to be normal. To be normal, well, I guess that's the least that I love, yeah. To be normal in a way I could never be, yeah.
Crows, you've got like a thing going on where you're like actually in choir.
Come on. I said, come on, yeah, come on and love me normally. Oh, yeah. Come on and love me normally.
Where did Fanboy go anyway?
Just a reminder of Fanboy's existence there.
Yeah, it's like whenever Fanboy is not on screen, I'm asking, "Hey, where's Fanboy?"
I mean, I presume Fanboy is like, you know, fell asleep mid burrito and will come back soon.
Yeah,
It was just too much for his gentle heart.
too much burrito. No, but
I was never
back
into
to,
the
back
choir.
to earlier
Such a
thread of
thing as too much
conversation.
burrito.
Back to an earlier thread of conversation. So the
Um,
the burrito celebratory song that I recalled by Laurie Berkner is a narrative song about Victor Vito and Freddie Basco eating a burrito with Tabasco.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, you know, there's a depth here. There's layers.
All right, I'm back.
Classic World.
Oh,
I
we're playing
did-
as
The
Luigi.
slopes.
Very cool.
Vegetable volley.
I
Yes, we
mentioned
did
in the
play
server,
as-
like, sorry.
I was just going to say we played as Mario all through Super Mario Brothers 3. It was Luigi's turn.
You know what? I know you were from the only way I ever know you were from New Jersey or what have you. Or wait, are you from Philly or from New Jersey?
I am from the South Jersey place that may as well be Philly. Like it is
Okay,
the suburb of Philly, South Jersey.
because every time you say Mario, like that entire region just comes pouring out of your mouth. Like I'm sitting here, I want a sandwich with like a bunch of fucking broccoli rabe on it for some reason.
There is a place down the street that makes a great broccoli rabe. And
You call it broccoli Rob there. Too.
We call it broccoli Rob. We call it broccoli Rob.
No, the problem,
and I stated the place down the street it's a really good sub shop, but they close on Tuesdays, and it's right in front of the polling place. And I was very disappointed they did not
If you get one of
identify.
the invisible coins, is it that red thing, or does it look like a normal block?
What was that?
If you get one of the invisible coins in a castle, and does it look like a normal coin block, or does it look like those red things that the fire bars are coming out of?
I think it looks like those red things. But now I'm past the castle.
Damn it, I was AFK while you were making fun of the way Gogglebob says things.
He says it the right way.
The South
says it the
Jersey
wrong
way.
way.
Broccoli Rob.
How do you
broccoli
all
Rob.
WATER?
Water.
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 Water?
Oh. No, he said water. You didn't say water. Isn't water a Pittsburgh thing?
Water is Philly.
Water is Philly? Okay.
Okay.
So wait, did you just jump over the flagpole to get
I
to
did,
the goal?
because the flagpoles technically don't do anything but give you like a coin or a one-up in this.
Ah,
You're
Fanboys
back.
return to us.
You're a coin or a one up.
No.
The fun boy master.
That's me.
That's me. I'm the fanboy
Welcome back,
master. He's
fanboy.
this.
I will say that I was in a musical in middle school, but that's not where I learned how to sing.
Did you learn to sing in the garage on the dryer?
No, I
What the? This
That
level's
was-
pretty intense here.
it's kind of awesome. I like
That's a
this.
lot of the e-reader levels. They're mostly bastards of the earth.
So
Bastards of the earth.
what does e-reader mean in this
Oh
sense?
God. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
this-
No,
Game
listen,
Boy
no,
Advance.
listen,
One at a
listen,
time.
Fanboy's about to dish up. Fanboy's about to dish
Good
up.
thing
let
Fanboy
Fanboy
came
do
back for this.
So, in about 2002, Nintendo released a Game Boy Advance peripheral called the e-reader. It was a thing that you would plug into the Game Boy Advance, and you would get cards with special like marks on the sides.
Like literally trading cards.
Yeah, and you would slide them through the e-reader like you were scanning like any like a credit card at the time. And if you scanned them through properly, they could produce things like it would usually be a sequence of cards. Like here's X number of cards will get you a NES game, or like mini games would be included on Pokemon cards at the time. But basically, in the most convoluted way possible, if you had two Game Boy Advances, that
Two
were
Game Boy
linked up-
Advances, to be clear, two entire systems.
Yeah, because the e-reader took the Game Boy Advance's cartridge slot. So in order to get content into a game like Mario Advance 4, what you had to do was you had to put Mario Advance 4 into one Game Boy Advance, hook it up with a link cable to another Game Boy Advance with the e-reader in it, and then scan the cards to get the bonuses.
Literally
There were-
everything Fanboy has said here is sold separately, to be clear.
Yeah, there were a bunch of like levels available for Mario Advance 4 that were like just new levels that Nintendo had made. I think there's about 40 of them.
Which is what we're playing now.
A few dozen of them were made available in the US, but the e-reader was such a colossal failure in America, they didn't actually release all of them here at the time. And the other thing is that when they re-released it, they actually had to ROM hack it to allow it to hold more levels, because you could not actually keep all of the levels stored on a Mario Advance 4 cartridge. It had a
Amazing.
certain number of bonus levels, like slots in memory, that it could keep. But if you didn't do that, then, well, you know. But yeah, so it was a weird like way that they could sell like mini games, old games, and DLC for Game Boy Advance games in the most like confusing and difficult to use way possible.
Yep.
Mhm.
And also, if you scan, it was very easy to scan something too fast or too slow, and then it would give you an error, and you just get really irritated after a while because that kept happening.
You have to do it again.
And just to be clear, these e-reader levels were completely tied to that peripheral until the release of the Wii U, which I don't want to do the math on how much of a time difference that was.
About
But
9 years.
yeah, so
But it was midway through the Wii U's lifespan, so probably closer to 10 or 12 years.
yeah, that sounds about right.
They had a lot of there was a lot of mystique around these, because you'd see screenshots of them in game magazines, and it's like, why do you you can like throw turnips like Mario 2.
You can fight a charging Chuck.
Yeah, there's I believe the Mario World cape is in these.
Yeah, the cape is in them. There are more levels.
Poison mushroom.
There are more levels with Karibo's shoe than
Sorry, is
like
that a
have
football
ever
player?
existed.
Yeah, that's
Well,
Charging Chuck. He
addition-
debuted in Mario World.
Originally, exactly one level of Karibo shoe existed.
Yeah, and now there's
Yeah,
a whole
it was
bunch
just
in
one
here.
Karibo shoe level. That was an admirable degree of restraint in the original release.
Yep.
These new levels are not bad, but they do have a ROM hacky character to them.
I mean, this,
Because
as
they are
far as
raw
I'm
hacks.
concerned, this was Mario Maker before Mario Maker. Like, a lot of what you saw
Adjourned.
there would return here.
Bring back the Super Ball. That's
Isn't
that was
that
the
the thing
power
that
up.
happened in February?
No, that was the power up that you get. And you keep getting just absolutely bodied by these guys while you're trying to pull out like poison mushrooms.
One of those, the giant things or one of the hard to pull things is like a giant thing that just completely wrecks them. I was hoping.
Yeah,
to
of course
find
it's a
that.
big turnip. You just keep. Well, the real thing you should be hoping for that I'm sure doesn't exist is a rocket, but
But yeah, like we're doing stuff that was in games that technically shouldn't have been possible in Super Mario Bros. It really was like a culmination of all the advanced games. There we go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Big. It didn't even kill him.
Damn it. Oh, so I want to watch more City Hunter this week, I feel.
Oh yeah.
More like Shitty Hunter. Well,
Oh, God damn.
ruined all of your
Yeah.
plans.
Oh.
All your plans. There's so much. And I just
Studied
ruined.
all your moves.
Oh no.
You were getting tricked by those like fucking poison mushrooms constantly. It's incredible.
I love that it's harder to pull up the worst item.
Well, because
Yeah,
the way
Gogglebot
it's
can
presented is
grab
it
it, man.
might be the
That-
giant turnip that you want, but it never is.
Why do you want it so bad?
Because
Who
it
wants
kills Spinies.
The regular
Yeah.
turnips do that.
Well, anyway.
Spinies. I don't know
Oh.
what you're doing.
You're
So bad at video games.
I just can't make it.
why so bad at video game?
There, I got Luigi safely through.
Goggle
Gogglebob, the people cry out for you to suck less.
You sh-
Mildborn?
What's the line from the Rorschach again? I'll look at them and say no.
No.
I will suck exactly as much as I want to.
Why did you kill that poor chain chomp? A creature just trying to make its way in the world.
I mean, it was chained up. You couldn't go anywhere.
Very far.
That chain chomp and alley tire tread on her stomach.
Be hit by a car. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But something
Why did
will
you make
against
it
you
more
only
Rorschach?
one.
We're looking forward to a level that's called Doors Aplenty. That's always fun.
I mean, that's extremely ROM hack as well.
Very wrong. Yo, nothing personal, but I'm dropping the mute on Chrome. There we go. Anyway. No, it's fuck. The Watchmen joke is both gone and like 15 years out of date. Like it should just die. All Watchmen jokes deserve death.
I mean, 15 years out of date.
Something, but I wasn't listening because I was singing.
AV just muted you, but you've stopped now, so he can probably unmute you if he so desires.
If the spirit moves.
The spirit.
The will of AV is. The will of
I'll
AV
have
is
you know
fickle.
that Chrome's is taking it in good spirits.
Okay, good.
I like the idea that we're relaying.
I had that other guy on mute for, I believe, a straight up year and a half.
I mean, I really hardly can blame you.
But
Believe that.
oh,
But yeah.
God damn it.
Where's Fanto?
Fanto doesn't come for
silent.
keys.
Fanto only comes for keys.
That's some Mario Maker shit. You've been lied to.
No, like I should say, Fanto doesn't come for this kind of key.
this is
a Mario
so-
World key.
See, like I said, this is so painfully gimmicky.
It's the thing you'd find in a ROM hack.
Yeah, that's kind of what I like it. Like, you know.
Yeah, I get it. Like,
Got
if you like LOM hacks, like I don't play
I
around.
would probably be pretty pissed if I had spent a great deal of time, money, and effort making it playable, but
Yeah.
I mean, personally, what I did for this was I didn't do this on 2 Game Boy Advances, but I could only load these levels into my Game Boy with a friend's Game Boy Advance that we then coordinated the e-reader stuff. And so at least I didn't spend like what, $200? How much was a Game Boy Advance at its time?
depends upon when you're looking at it. No more than 100.
No more than 100. Yeah, so
I think oftentimes closer to 80.
Including the price. Yeah, 80 sounds right. Including the price of the game, the price of the cards, the price of the e-reader, and the price of 2 Game Boy Advances. These levels.
I think they were
expensive.
hoping that you would have at least one friend.
Yeah, and again,
No,
the one friend is what I did. I did exploit a friend's Game Boy Advance, but complete with.
You exploited a friend.
Hey,
That was
we
the thing
both
that was
use
always-
them.
That was the thing that was always wild about how like these calculations were presented, because it was just like, you'd see like the link connectivity from Game Boy Advance to GameCube, and it's like, this is an inconvenient concept, but the notion of, and I must own 4 Game Boy Advances is like, no, I think the idea is that your friends own a Game Boy Advance, and they.
Yeah, that one always struck me as so weird. People would say, "Oh, I guess I have to own 4 Game Boys." No, you have to have 4 friends.
I mean,
Like,
that's
that was
the
the
thing,
thought
but there definitely was. I mean, like I that's what I did when I wanted to play those games, but there definitely was the expectation. Like in general, if you went over to a friend's house, it wasn't like you had to bring your own controller. Like it was just kind of assumed that if you were going to be playing a 2-player
Listen,
game.
if I thought we were gonna fucking play like Legend of Zelda, I'm bringing my Game Boy Advance.
But I'm saying I understand why people jump to that conclusion. Because, like, if I was having friends over...
Because most gamers don't have friends.
Now, see, that's completely incorrect.
I feel like that's quite correct as a gamer with limited friends at the
I
time.
mean, the entire appeal of the N64 in my memory was the fact that it was four-player simultaneous.
It was 4 people, but it wasn't 4 friends.
Yeah, see, now I definitely had, like, literally a whole friend crew that would come over after school and was like... I don't think I ever once played single-player GoldenEye. Like, literally never once.
You did, it's called Golden Guy.
Golden Guy.
That doesn't sound right.
The man with the golden guy.
Man with the golden guy.
How embarrassing that you got the title.
Disgusting.
Man with the golden guy. Oh my god.
Listen, when Ian listen, I have no respect for Ian Fleming nor the name of his house.
Wait, what's the name of his house? I gotta hear this.
Goldeneye.
Oh my god.
That is what that film is named for.
Oh my god.
His Goldeneye estate. Like, God, where was it?
That's upsetting, and I hate it.
He had like these kinds of phrases he just really liked.
Yeah.
Like I remember like seeing someone who liked like Ian Fleming's books talking about like, yeah, Quantum of Solace is a really boring short story that seems to exist just because he thought of a phrase he really liked.
I mean, Ian Fleming is British, so he's just a weird fucker. Like down to the.
He was a weird fucking dude, and extremely like of a kind of weird British that it only existed for a period. Because like this, one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube is this like. I say this with love in my heart and a diagnosis in my hand. The most autistic like hyperfixation on James Bond I've ever seen documented in a YouTube channel. It's just this one guy talking about his how much he fucking loves like James Bond and occasionally things that are similar to James Bond. But like no, he like this is the guy that's like, okay, I'm gonna now play 007 Racing. I'm gonna like give an honest review as a James Bond fan what I feel about 007 Racing for the PlayStation 1.
Okay, who are the playable characters in 007?
Well, for the first thing is that you're wrong for thinking it's a racing game.
Oh, okay.
It is a mission-based car action game.
So the answer is that only James Bond is playable.
Basically, yes. But yeah, I love that it's called 007 Racing for seemingly no reason. But yeah, like this YouTube channel is like the most charming. It's extremely charmingly a British man is just autistically hyperfixated on everything James Bond. But it's extremely funny listening to him talk about the books because it's like, yeah, I think Ian Fleming is a pretty interesting guy, but also there's a bunch of these where he's just like being a weird cranky old man in a very specific like era of cranky old men.
That's pretty good.
Cranky old man.
Was the James Bond Jr. cartoon, was that about a young James Bond or about James Bond's son?
It was about his quote unquote nephew.
His American nephew who still had an English accent.
Don't worry about it.
I never thought about, but you're accurate.
James Bond Jr. is the kind of shithead that would absolutely like try to like pick up a British accent because he thought it made him sound cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if your uncle was James Bond, you might do that.
That like. Junior is what you call your son, not your nephew. But also, James Bond, the character, absolutely has kids. He has no idea.
He has never acknowledged. The big thing is that James Bond has never acknowledged any of his many children.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. No, I just remember how every episode would end the same way with the kid's voice actor saying Bond, James Bond, Junior, and then like the
There's too many things to tag on. You can't do that.
I also hate how close I was to just saying it simultaneously with you.
Yeah, no,
like it happened every time.
Daycare. If you went to the kind of shitty daycare where they let you watch television at a certain age,
what else were you gonna do?
You were your ass was completely watching James Bond Jr. at 6:37 in the morning.
Yep.
You were compulsed. Compelled.
Compulsed. No, compulsed sounds like a James Bond Jr. villain. And I have to admit though that this is like the golden age of shitty children's TV getting world historic opening themes.
James Bond Jr. Da 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 da.
Yeah. I remember this lady hitting like high C above G, like in her logo, like James Bond, like.
I think you have to go down the waterfall.
Discord clipped your voice.
Discord wasn't ready. I need to figure out how many episodes of James Bond Jr. there actually are, because I feel like there's only like a dozen. 65, god damn it.
That is insane.
Both your joke and your recall lie in ruins, sir.
But it was from that period where like people really would just be like, we are going to make enough episodes to syndicate before airing a single goddamn one and figuring out if anyone gives a shit.
And also, this had to be the era where they were just looking at constant adult properties and being like, yeah, we could do this for kids. Because they had RoboCop, they had Conan the Adventurer.
There are like 3 different RoboCop television cartoons.
Yeah, Conan the Adventurer, where
Conan the Adventurer.
Conan the Adventurer was great because they gave Conan a hit point system. Like basically what it was is you're fighting snake monsters that had to be hit by the his magic sword once, and then they would disappear. Right. But then every once in a while there was an episode where a magical snake monster was more powerful, and you had to hit him with a sword twice.
It's brilliance.
Like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's cool.
Yeah, no.
We're losing this battle with this waterfall.
It was on the level of like the old Rambo cartoon, which
Get me Rambo. Wow.
Who'd we kill?
You got Rambo. We lost
Kishi. Kishi could take no more.
Bring up goddamn Bruno the Kid.
Wait, what was Bruno the Kid? I don't remember that.
Bruno the Kid was a Bruce Willis vanity cartoon.
Oh God, Bruno is it Return of Bruno?
Yes.
Yeah.
God, help us all.
Kishi dropped to play some KOF with someone.
Wise.
That makes sense.
I got the K names mixed up.
That's understandable. But yeah, like there's like just that era of celebrity vanity cartoons. Like Hammerman's my personal favorite for being like, oh God, what? But there's some really strange ones.
But Hammerman, I will say, if you weren't alive for that exact moment,
there was like a 3-month period where Hammerman made sense.
Right, but that was the thing. Like
it.
But during that 3-month period, if he had an animated series, you'd like, yep, of course, that makes perfect sense.
I feel like the one that like
cartoon.
I feel like the one that like deserves to exist the least is Warren Buffett's.
I was about to say we're bringing
but that one's much more recent. Like I'm talking about in the 90s when like an actual network aired these, whereas the Warren Buffett one is just like a very recent like I can put bullshit on YouTube.
No, someone's like like the Fox network was the most incredible at this because they had like Bobby's World, which is which is some cartoon, some cartoon producer was like listening to the stand-up of Howie Mandel and like, no, this is the future. We have to put this shit in front of, we've put this shit.
Smallest.
Was there ever an oral history of how Bobby's World got made? Because I maintain that it had to be because of he was also the voice of Gizmo, right?
Yeah, that's the only reason. Because he's doing the Gizmo voice.
And that's the thing, is I feel like they wanted to do a Gremlins show. And then they couldn't for some reason.
So I'm going to see your Bobby's World and I'm going to raise you Life with Louie.
Life with Louie was legitimately great. Like I am not going to hear any.
You're ready to fight for the honor of the celebrity vanity cartoon of Louis Anderson.
Life with Louie was legitimately funny.
Absolutely,
legitimately funny. I will fight you on this because Life with Louie, like you
when
got
was the last time you watched it?
I watched a couple of episodes in my 30s, so it was like 10 years ago. Because I wanted to maintain that this was accurate, and it is. Life with Louie is a cartoon vanity project, but Louie, from whatever I can tell, Louis Anderson kind of hated his childhood, and it comes through. Like legitimately, like the bully character, there's like no sympathy for him. It's just this character is an asshole, and I have to deal with him. So now you get to see a cartoon about him. Like I'm not saying it's like high entertainment, but it is much more entertaining than a lot of the vanity projects where like, MC Hammer solves mysteries or whatever the fuck.
What are your opinions on Camp Candy?
Camp Candy was just kind of generally funny.
Oh God, Camp Candy. Oh God.
Camp Candy was like of its time Doug. Like it was like if it's on, I'll watch
it. No, it just goes into to remind just how rancid children's cartoons were at a certain point in our culture. Just like this was the period after you could get away with just putting fucking Warner Brothers like Looney Tunes on TV, but it was before like you had but before you had more than like 1 or 2 shows made by people who actually gave a shit about making cartoons, who weren't John Crickfalusi. I feel like that's a necessary point to make.
Now I'm remembering.
You got this gap between, like Tex Avery and Jendy Tartakovsky, and unto that breach came Hanna-Barbera, and then just this 20-year smear of the worst television animation I can even conceive
I was
of.
going to say Hanna-Barbera. I feel like there need to be more biopics or whatever about the Hanna-Barbera era, because we really have no idea, because Hanna-Barbera, like, that nonsense was like, they had 12,000 cartoons with barely any exaggeration. And like 90% of them did not survive to the modern era because, like, you know, the frickin' Herculoids are just not that compelling on any level.
Yeah, it's like we bought some like concept art from Jack Kirby for the price of like a corned beef sandwich. And
Thus
now
Thundar the Barbarian.
Thus Thundar the Barbarian. Like,
Thundar was good though.
Yeah, but that's because you got Jack Kirby. I was gonna say, what's everyone's feelings on Camp California?
What?
Camp California was a in production, ultimately canceled mid production Beach Boys cartoon for the children of the 90s. Where they would each be represented by like a bunch of animals that sang songs like "I Get Around" and "Good Vibrations."
I want.
So a bunch of pets that made sounds.
Boy, I want someone to suffer for this.
The only real record we have of it is that someone, like, they released a game based off it.
Oh my god!
For the TurboGrafx CD.
Oh my god!
Maximum cursed.
In it, a band of West Coast environmentalist anthropomorphic bears and pelicans must stage a benefits concert to defeat an evil beef-spoiling power plant entrepreneur. Using a number of characters with different abilities, the player must
They
defeat
ripped off
enemies.
Cyril Sneer. Their brilliant idea was ripping off Cyril Sneer.
Basically, you have to defeat enemies and recycle cans in order to
defeat enemies. Recycle cans.
You have to smoke weed every day to live in this world.
In this game, like you can hear in the background of the CD-ROM game, fun, I Get Around, and Good Vibrations. Eventually, it becomes clear that the developers got extremely bored of whatever it was they were making, because there are like parts where you get dream sequences that are basically pitches for Superman and RoboCop games that also suck almost exactly as badly.
I like the idea of a good vibes game that just eventually drifts into being RoboCop. RoboCop must recycle.
RoboCop recycles baby food cans all the time. Still thinking about the fucking game over screen of the Xbox RoboCop game, which is RoboCop's like spinning corpse floating in the void while the crowd boos him.
Every time I think of that, it's just great. I mean, that's Superman
like,
Xbox game is great. Boo, RoboCop. Boo, Murphy.
Nice job getting killed, Murphy.
The queen of refuse.
You're the worst spending of Detroit taxpayer dollars ever.
What about the RoboCop statue? Where does that fall in that list?
I mean, logically, you wouldn't have the RoboCop statue without RoboCop. So,
how does the world feel about the Bronze Fonz?
So
and also,
does FDM have any opinions about the Kid and Play cartoon?
I don't know that one.
Really?
I remember the Kid and Play cartoon. All right.
Yeah, I guess you had to be there.
Are you New Kids on the Block fan? How do we feel about that one?
Old squids on the corner.
All right. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night.
I
Have a good
actually am
one.
going to go to bed as well. I am just
Really?
stupid
Good
All
tired
right.
night,
tonight.
skeleton bones.
Good night,
Have a
everybody.
great night, all. Peace.
Good luck.
Peace.
Good luck.
We're all counting on you. What time actually is it? It's
It
like
is for you.
It's after
It's a
10.
little after 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going here until probably 11. We got Armored Airship coming up next.
Is that the sequel to Armored Armadillo?
Obviously. Yeah, you talk about like Bobby's World and Life with Louie.
Do we have to?
I mean, I was just going to comment on like the old cartoon blocks for like Fox Kids and stuff. Like their rerun cycle was absurd. Like they'd have like a new show and 6 episodes of it, and those 6 episodes would run 30 times in a month. like you had those shows memorized at a certain point. A certain episodes of Eek the Cat, like just they will always be part of
A
me.
fake cartoon, as we all know.
Eek the Cat was very real and very good.
Mm,
Good is relative.
I thought I could do that.
Camp, California.
Yeah, there's just no way.
Something
Nice job,
took over
Dipsh.
me earlier. I think I'm okay now.
You'll be fine.
The music has left you.
God damn it, goggles.
Oh yeah, while you were
Oh.
away, fanboy, Chromes took your place in the karaoke game.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised.
It's the karaoke game. We
You know
need to play
exactly what I mean.
we still need to play American Idol Game Boy Advance on the stream.
We do.
Dewey.
More than we need to play another goddamn Mana game, but that's still gonna happen.
Yeah, that's still gonna happen. Next week we're gonna get to the PlayStation 2 game next week.
Yeah, you get to play Donna Mana because that's your penance.
I mean,
Donna?
it's a scary thing to say, but I've been excuse me. I've been looking forward to Dawn of Mana. Like we
I
played
think
through
that's the
Go
that's the cry of a broken man.
we played through the Musashi game that I never thought I would ever try again.
Yeah, this is like more ambitious, but by leaps and bounds more incompetent than Musashi.
Which is pretty amazing when you consider how incompetent Musashi was. I mean,
Musashi doesn't have like a level system.
that took place in a
wherein-
mall.
Musashi doesn't have a level system where like every time you go to a new area your level resets to 1 for no real reason, and doesn't have like half its gameplay built around you're excited by Havoc physics, right?
I was about to say its gameplay is air juggling for some reason.
But not even the fun way.
Nope, not at all. Speaking of juggling, is Callie still on the call?
What?
Is Callie still on the call?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
it just
here.
took me a second to realize why that was juggling.
Because fighting games.
Yeah, yes, because fighting games.
But is there Guilty Gear content tonight?
Yes, there is. There will be
Guilty content.
counter programming.
Guilty Gear.
I've finally broken you. Wow, you just got absolutely bodied.
Yeah, I mean, Lemmy and Wendy O. Cooper are like the hardest Koopalings without question.
Sure, what's your favorite Koopaling? What one speaks to you the
Oh,
most?
definitely Roy. Like, didn't even have to think about it. He's
Lemmy.
big and pink and wearing cool sunglasses.
As one should.
Exactly. Like, I don't even understand how there's a... Like there are people who choose Iggy, and I do not understand them.
I feel pity for Iggy because
Yes. The Iggy
Bowser,
the Iggy
Bowser
enjoyer
despised him.
is
Bowser despised him so much that he stationed him on Yoshi's Island.
yeah, even better. Yeah, you do wonder if whoever gets stationed on like the first levels or like Bowser's like, I need a break from you guys. Lemmy, I'm not talking to you right now.
My most hated general.
Yeah, I don't care what Nintendo says. They're his children.
You can think what you want.
I don't care what Nintendo says. You have to pay your child support.
Yeah. I don't care what Nintendo says. Morton is definitely your son.
Morton Koopa Jr.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a reference to aged well.
I mean, so
So
Wendy
when did-
is. Go on.
When did Nintendo start saying they're not his kids?
At least since like around 2000.
I want to say.
Like when Bowser Jr. came into existence, it was made explicitly clear that they were not his children.
I want to say they ignored it at that point, but they definitely confirmed it like when Galaxy came out. Like they were like, no, they are not.
They
his
brought it up with Sunshine because I remember people complaining about it throughout the ops.
Yeah, no, I thought with Sunshine, and you're probably remembering it better, but my memory of it was that Bowser Jr. kind of implied that that was his only child, and we were all kind of pissed off about it, and then Nintendo was just straight up, yeah, deal with it. We always said they were.
You're the real fool for caring about Mario canon.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've been playing Mario World on the Japanese Switch Online and noticing that the Koopalings don't even have names in that game.
Yeah, they were nameless creations in the Japanese version.
They don't have names in the Japanese version? Damn.
It's not like they have names in the Nintendo version. Like it's not like it says like here comes Roy.
Yeah, but the manual acknowledged them as having names.
Yeah, the manual is definitely where it was already good.
Oh, so the first game that actually mentions names is Mario World?
No, it was Mario Brothers 3 manual.
But Mario World is the actual game that has it on screen when you.
Oh
beat it.
yeah, the English version.
Yes.
Oh, so in the Japanese version of Mario World, they still don't have names?
Nope.
Damn. Fucked up.
It's just that guy. Fucked up. Roy's just standing there, not knowing what to call himself.
In the fabric of time.
But the Japanese version of Smash Brothers does give them names.
Are they the American names, or are they somehow different?
Yes. They're the American names.
Yeah, because that was the only name that existed.
Roy Koopa. Not to be confused with Roy, that other guy.
Would you believe that it is the first week of November and I'm already getting invitations for stuff going on in January?
Hooray.
You literally already sent me save the date for a party you're having.
Oh, that's
in
different.
January. You are part of the problem,
New Year's party.
Kaz.
No. Birthday party,
which is notably a month after your birthday.
It is. It's more than a month after my birthday, in fact.
Can't believe it's your
my
birthday today.
stream
Happy birthday.
crashed, so I think I might get out as well.
Rest well.
Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
I am still playing so as to avoid current events.
Duh.
We love avoiding current
Go ahead
events.
and keep complaining that I invited you to a party in January. It's fine.
I mean, you were just saying, oh, people are inviting me to things in January. You personally have invited me to something in January.
I kind of forgot, okay? Jeez.
I had somebody else contact me about getting a ride. It is definitely an event.
I know. Oh, jeez. All right. As opposed to the all right. To be fair, that one invited me to something the following week.
Well, that's the thing.
I-
You bring up something in January, then people are like, well, I better start planning by January.
Well, but I just gonna sit here and be annoyed with myself. Thank you.
Social event calendars. I would like the entire streaming audience to be aware that I do not have anything scheduled for January.
Because you're a loser.
I have nothing on the agenda other than Pokemon events.
Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all.
To be fair,
Wait, isn't he-
December's kind of a shit show, so
No question there.
why are you carrying that?
I
with
was
you?
trying to let it go, but it just wouldn't let me.
Awkward.
It was trying to get me to do advanced speedrun strats, and I didn't want to.
You simply refuse to get good.
The future
That's been
refused to
known.
change. So yes, for those of you paying attention, we are using the cape in Super Mario Brothers 3 Land, and also the triangle block. Like, we're
Yeah.
getting all kinds of crazy.
At this point, I think I'd really rather just be playing Mario World.
I mean, that's kind of the thing. Like, these levels were all interesting, but considering the effort it took, like, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know what the overlap is between the people who were straight up producing the advanced games versus the original games, like how much of the original crew it was, so to speak. But it does feel like people who worked on those games were like, well, we made all these assets and stuff, let's play with them. Like, I can make a Mario Brothers game, right?
I know.
And it'll have Karibo's shoe and the cape. I love that Karibo shoe is called that.
Should be Goomba's shoe.
Exactly. I just love that they didn't figure out to translate consistently. Even Nintendo couldn't figure that out.
Every revised version has done that, but
I mean, I love, like, you don't see it nowadays because branding actually exists. But, like, I love the old days of, like, Final Fantasy and Secret of Mana and some of those games where basically it's like, we will never figure out if this character is supposed to be this other character.
it's Go-Go Daryl.
Yes, that's it.
The answer may surprise you because it's no.
Well, I just love that Go-Go was just straight up a character that appeared in Final Fantasy V, and you were kind of supposed to recognize that in Final Fantasy VI. But we, of course, had no
Yeah.
context for
You have no context for shit.
it. Yeah, well, we
Wow,
never
you got
got Final Fantasy
immediately bodied out of
Extreme.
your shoe.
I know.
I'd say I expected better of you, but I didn't.
I'm so glad you came back, fanboy.
Why?
It's the masochism.
Back to my room because I'm tired.
And
You're
things have gotten
free.
quieter there. Did your cat follow you?
Yeah. Huh?
Did your
Oh.
cat follow
He
you?
will eventually.
You have found every possible way to die on this screen and invented several new ones.
Like, that one wasn't even supposed to be possible, but here we are.
And somehow you did it twice.
So nice he did it twice.
God damn it.
Ow!
I feel like Luigi's supposed to get a little bit more height off of that. Oh, so I'm having my sidewalk and driveway redone. And
Congratulations.
so directly in front of my house is just where there used to be a sidewalk and driveway is basically just a big pile of dirt. And
Where the sidewalk ends.
yes, the sidewalk has ended, and I'm currently taking bets on the likelihood that tomorrow morning, like a freaking lemming, I'm going to try to go to a car that isn't there and just fall down in my dirt sidewalk.
That'll at least be very funny.
my car is
I mean-
across the street, and I'm mentally trying to prepare myself for just knowing that information.
Are your front stairs still there?
My front stairs are there, and
Yep.
presumably, like, my brain will register my car is not in a normal place.
You'll panic and wonder who stole your car.
Yes. But I'm just trying to determine the odds of I'm just going to spend like a half hour in the morning in a dirt like hole.
There's not that big of a hole, is there?
It's enough of a hole that I'll have a problem.
Intrigued.
You must know yourself. I'll share
That's like a
pictures
hole.
when I'm not in a hole.
When it's not dark.
Yes. Yeah, they actually did not stop today until like almost complete sunset. They were determined to get a lot done today.
That sounds about right.
Well, I have definitely had contractors who are like, "Whoa, it's noon, I'm done."
That's how I feel at all times and all days.
Yes, I understand the impulse.
So, unrelated, but vaguely related.
Is there a hole
Apparent-
involved?
No.
Okay.
It does involve vehicular traffic.
Okay, I will accept this as related. Go on.
Apparently, someone was asking that. I may have told you this, Gogglebob, earlier. So the municipal building was, the municipal offices were closed today. And someone locally was asking about trash pickup for the holidays. And the argument was, it's not a holiday. It's just the office is closed today. I also had a friend who believed that if the municipal building was closed for the day, then there would not be local trash pickup. So for both reasons, I got to share a photo of the trash truck coming around today. Like, nobody believed me.
Oh my god, why?
Why
Why did you do that, Bob?
What did he did now?
Oh, just making extremely foolish cape choices.
Apparently, you kill that penguin if you slam the ground. Who knew?
Why did you do that before Penguin?
I was about to say I didn't mean to kill that penguin. He came
That's
here
not
all the
very
way
nice.
from Yoshi's Island.
Bastard.
At least he's not the one in N64 that you throw off a cliff.
Probably
don't
the
have to do
ancestor.
that.
of that.
You don't have to, but why wouldn't you?
I don't want to murder a child.
Or penguin.
I'm ambivalent on the penguin part.
I think I like more penguins than children.
Wow.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, like, there's a lot more children than penguins that I deal with.
It feels like it's a biased sample.
I mean, perhaps.
Yeah, how many penguins have you seen?
I have been in close proximity with one penguin in my life. And it was because I was at SeaWorld with some friends in California. And it apparently escaped its enclosure, but nobody knew that. And so, like, there's the penguin enclosure. And, like, it's, like, kind of museum-esque in that it's, like, all dark where the humans are, so you can see the light up of the penguin display. And so my friends and I are looking at this penguin display and being like, "Oh, penguin." And we thought, like, "Oh, there's a kid in the room with us who's like just like making a mess of things and like knocking over the trash can and shit." And then we look over and it's just a straight up penguin. And the penguin had apparently gotten out and was just walking around the people side of the enclosure and just kind of banging into trash cans like a drunk. And we told an adult, and then they presumably put the penguin back in his place. We thought about
getting bodied that hard by fucking Boom Boom, a guy whose entire attack strategy consists of slightly wiggling at you.
Legitimately, there were two of them, so the wiggling was more intense.
Yeah, it's like the it's polynomial
It wasn't that
or
intense.
exponential.
Yeah, the more Boom Booms, more problems.
That's more money, more problems. Come on.
6 of 1.
Boom Boom is not money, I'm sorry.
Boom Boom is not money. We'll write that down for later.
Gonna become a Boom Boom truther. Why isn't he Bowser's child?
Boom Boom knows what he did. Now, I do
It
appreciate
doesn't
that
feel like something that would make any sense as
I
a response to why
appreciate
someone wasn't a child.
that both of the all of the Koopa children only appear at the end of one level. But Boom Boom appears repeatedly, which gives you the impression that, like the Hammer Brothers, like Boom Boom is a species, but like Morton Koopa Jr. is specifically one creature.
What if Boom Boom is actually, what if Boom Boom is just really dedicated to the gods?
And like is repeatedly returning? Like it's a distinct possibility. I mean, there were so many Bowsers in Super Mario Brothers 1.
Boom Boom will return in Super Mario 3D World.
I mean, technically true. With what was it, Pom Pom?
Something like that.
Nobody likes Pom Pom.
God bless Boom Boom.
Oh, check this out. More ROM hacky nonsense. The Hammer Brothers suit can break these blocks that are specifically gray.
You can break these blocks.
Fanboy, are you drunk or sleepy?
Sleepy.
It's that damn time change.
Bob, I know we're not talking about the thing, but am I allowed to talk about a thing that occurred today?
I don't know what the thing we're not talking about is, but go on.
Yes, it's the election.
Oh, yes, go on.
Yeah, no, and I had already told you about it, I think, but I will share with the rest of the world that apparently, now, my polling location, I was there, and I think I might have posted this in the chat, but I was there and out in, like, I was back in my house in less than 20 minutes since I left. There are other locations in the state that had anywhere from 45 minutes to 4 hours of waiting.
I am
Sounds
amazed.
like an American election, sadly.
I'm amazed by even the concept of the 4-hour wait, because, like, just what is that?
Like, this all this shit always confuses me, because I grew up in Oregon and live in Washington, two places with compulsory vote by mail.
Yeah, my cousin had moved to Oregon and is very sad that she does not get an I voted sticker this year.
Aw.
And I was
I feel like that's a small price to pay for getting it, like, weeks in advance and just being able to drop it in the mailbox.
Right, so I was like, I can mail you one, because I've got like 3 in my car right now.
You never even stuck them on anything. A sticker not stuck on something is just... Oh.
No,
Luigi
I
is
didn't.
extremely ill-equipped for this level.
I was about to say.
Agree.
The way he gets tossed around on some of those is just amusing.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, so...
I am a Luigi on the wind. Watch how I soar.
Oh. Sorry. But yeah, today has been a shit show.
You know, and also, to be clear, it's not that I'm, like, afraid of the election or don't want to talk about it. It's just a matter of I wanted to do something other than watch, like, either online or on television in some capacity, the, like, constant... Like, we were just getting reports from District 17 that Trump has won. Wait, no, we're getting another report. Like, just that bullshit, like, drives me completely
The manufactured
insane.
anxiety.
It pretty much, yeah.
I'm just gonna, like, look at what's happening in the morning. I will not be
I mean,
reading
I saw
anything
somebody
till then.
who post that the most interesting thing for a news organization is basically the race running 50-50. And it's weird that nobody's noticed that and, like, you know, made any changes to the system, so maybe that isn't encouraged all the time. Like, you will keep watching.
Everyone's noticed that. No one with the capacity to do anything has done anything.
No. I mean, that is the joke. We all know what's happening here. It's just bullshit.
Yeah, I just get tired of people being like, why doesn't anyone do anything? It's like, we want to. I know, we all do.
The 24-hour news cycle has just blown everybody away.
Yeah.
And some of us are very tired.
Yeah, I'm actively engaging less with the internet nowadays. It's like I will talk to people I like, and that's it, because I don't...
I mean, that's an excellent plan.
Oh, that means you like us.
I do. for some reason.
Yay.
Wait a minute, we're on the internet.
We're on the internet.
Speaking of
Not for
internet.
long, motherfucker.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
Shout
actually-
as I
What's that
completely
supposed to
obliterate the
be?
internet.
I was actually listening to one of the extremely early Dog Zone episodes, like episode 3 or something. And I
Those
do
early
love.
ones, but they're not quite sure what they're doing.
They're not sure what they're doing, but they also literally refer to being on a call with each other, which is just funny because, like, before you get used to, like, constantly doing this kind of thing, it's like, you know, oh, this is the same thing as just picking up a phone and calling somebody else. And then eventually you're just kind of like, oh, we're doing a podcast. It's like, you know, we're
I like
doing
how
a stream.
Timing is
You-
shit.
When you lose the Hammer Brother outfit, it looks like the ghost of a Hammer Brother like leaves you. The spirit of the Hammer Brothers has left your body.
Spirit of the Hammer Brother. Yeah, I thought that was one of the weirdest additions to the Super Mario All-Star version was that they showed the suit flying off, but only as an icon. Like, I still am not quite certain why they added that as a thing. It wasn't in the original NES version, obviously.
You've been left, but you've lost the mandate of Hammer Brother.
Yeah, and like the frog suit particularly, it's like, no, you don't get to be a frog anymore.
I have a frog in my soul.
In other news, and slightly funnier news, I have a friend who posted to Facebook this morning. Bad news, I no longer have a gallbladder. Good news, I no longer have a gallbladder.
So I'm gonna be real with you.
Yay.
I don't even know what a gallbladder does, so I wouldn't be too concerned about it.
I mean, just because you don't know what a part of your body does doesn't mean that you don't need it.
It's one of those things. It's like it's one of those optional ones, like the spleen.
Spleen.
I thought it was the appendix, but okay.
Appendix is 100%.
The spleen is also
optional.
pretty optional.
Like, just so long as I can be kept running like a cyborg, I'll be happy.
I didn't realize you could kill the ghost.
Robo-Bob.
Listen, you hit anything in the head with a hammer, it's probably not living through the rest of it.
But a ghost is clearly not living to begin with.
Eh. Like, what was a boo before it was a boo?
I mean, I think they determined earlier today that it was those stupid little birds.
Doesn't sound right.
Where'd their beaks go?
We don't know, but they still have little legs, apparently.
Wait,
They
you
don't
say
look
where
like they
did
have
go?
little legs.
Beat went to
They've
bed.
never... Yeah, Beat went to bed.
Was there an ask in the
What?
chat? What's up, my chat?
No, no one has said anything in the chat.
No, nobody said anything in
I have
chat.
no idea
someone
who's...
asked. I thought someone
No.
asked in person.
No.
No,
No?
where did their beaks go? There were birds with beaks.
Oh, that's
I see. I see.
I see. Our good friend who's always on the stream, Beaks.
Please don't be mean to Beat while he is gone, if he can't cuss at you about it.
I was gonna say, are we gonna start calling him that now?
I'm gonna start calling
'Cause-
him Beak tomorrow. I have no question about this.
He can't defend himself.
He can't
There's no
scream cuss
way to
words at
find
you right now. I just think that you should have the dignity of yelling cuss words at Gogglebob.
You started an entire chat just for the cussing.
That is most of the point.
Yeah, I
Maybe
didn't until today that. Sorry, go ahead. Chrome.
No, I-
Programming is beginning now.
War were declared.
In that case, I might wrap up here shortly because we have seen many an e-reader level, and it has been like, oh, this one's like Super Mario Brothers 2, but a little bit weird.
Da-da-da.
Oh, I just saw Cassandra's Hamilton reference in the chat.
See, there are people in the chat.
That was like
That was like an hour and a half ago.
It counts, damn it! I get a little report.
It doesn't
from
count if they're
Twitch
also in the
afterwards.
voice call.
Yeah, I mean, I kept
Not
trying to say,
left.
but everybody was talking over the top
Smile
of each other, so I just
for-
gave up and put it in the chat.
Like number of
Don't
unique
make it
chatters, and they tell me.
Monster, what you're for.
Let's see, there are currently 4 viewers. Callie Scrub, Cassandra,
what?
Fanboy
Look,
Master, and
let's
Pro.
be real. There might be something else going on tonight.
Yeah, they should be watching this instead.
I agree.
That's something else that's going on is this Guilty Gear tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Counter programming has begun.
Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheel.
Something in my Discord updated, and I couldn't figure out how to watch the stream all of a sudden.
Huh.
Might be a me problem rather than a Discord problem.
I mean,
I'll be
it's
honest.
usually correct to assume that Discord did something wrong and something is fucked up. Like, you usually can't
What
go
the
wrong
fuck?
with that thinking. Oh, you know what these
Yeah.
you know what these levels do that bad Super Mario
Sorry.
Maker levels do? Is they sometimes go left and they sometimes go right with no rhyme or reason just to fill up space. I always
Sometimes you
hate
just
that.
want space.
All right, so I've got to see
Why
why
are you gonna
Callie
bug
is
them,
shouting. So this will be the end of the Mario for the evening. Thank you all for watching and joining me this evening. And next week we'll get back to Mana Times. Yay!
Yeah. You're saying the Mario-thon is over?
I am now wrapping up as of now.